Hello guys, welcome to iTutor IAS Academy. In today's session, we are continuing the next part of Unit 9, that is individual versus group decision. Okay, you are perhaps aware that in recent time, most of the decision in large industries or organization are usually taken by a group of people, right? That is, there is board of directors are there, committees are there, task force are there, okay, rather than by single individual manager, however brilliant, bright or powerful the manager may be. Perhaps from your own experience, you are also aware of some of the obvious advantages and disadvantages of group decision making, like the one given below. And what are the advantages? We will see. Advantages are group can accumulate more knowledge and fact. Group have broader perspective and consider more alternative solution. And the individuals who participate in decision are more satisfied with the decision are more likely to support it. And the group decision process serve an important communication function as well as a useful political function. And what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages are group often work more slowly than individuals. Group decision involves considerable compromise which may lead to less than optimal decision, and the groups are often dominated by one individual or a small clique, thereby negating many of the virtues of group procedures. Our reliance on group decision making can inhibit management's ability to act quickly and decisively when necessary. And looking at this kind of balance sheet on group decision making, you may well ask whether on the whole group are superior to individuals as far as the decision making effectiveness is concerned. It is not possible to give a categorical answer without reference to the nature of the people, the nature of the group, and the context in which the group is making a decision. However, what we know about impact of the groups in decision making process has been summarized by Harrison in the following way. Harrison 1995. In establishing objectives, group are typically superior to individual in that they possess greater cumulative knowledge to bring to bear on problem. In identifying alternatives, individual effort are important to ensure that different and perhaps unique solutions are identified from various function areas that later can be considered by the group. In evaluating alternatives, group judgment is often superior to individual judgment because it brings into play a wider range of viewpoint. In choosing an alternative, involving group members often lead to greater acceptance of the final outcome. In implementing the choice, individual responsibility is generally superior to group responsibility regardless of whether decisions are made individually or collectively. Individuals perform better in carrying out the decision than group of do. Okay, and as you can well see, group do have some edge over individual in certain stages of the decision making process. For this reason, you have to decide to what extent you should involve other, particularly your subordinates in the work group. Okay, to participate in decision affecting their job, in fact, you have to take a position on the continuum of degree of participation in decision making. Okay, here one figure is there, continuum degree of participation in decision making. You just go through this. And based on a series of studies on managerial decision making behavior, Vroom and Yettern 1993 found evidence in support of the following propositions. First one is, managers tended to be more participative when the quality of decision is important. Second is, managers tended to be more participative when subordinate acceptance of the decision is critical for its effective implementation. And third is, managers tended to be more participative when they trust their subordinate to focus on organizational rather than personal goals. And when conflict among subordinate is minimal, managers tended to be less participative when they have all the necessary information to make a high quality decision. And the managers tended to be less participative when the immediate problem is well structured or where there is a common solution that has been applied in similar situation in the past. And the managers tended to be less participative when time is limited and immediate action is required. At this juncture, it will be useful for you to be aware of two phenomena which have been observed in group decision making situation. Technically, these two phenomena which are sometimes experienced in a group decision situation are referred to as risky shift phenomena and the group think. Okay, and first one is risky shift phenomena. That is contrary to popular belief that group are usually more conservative than individual. There is abundant evidence to support the proposition that groups make riskier decisions than individuals do. There are four possible reasons. First is risk takers are persuasive in getting more caution companions to shift their position. Second is, as members of a group familiar themselves with the issue and arguments, they feel more confident about taking risk. Third is the responsibility for decision making can be diffused across members of the group. And fourth is there is the suggestion that in our culture people do not like to appear caution in public context. And the next is groupthink, closely related to risky shift but more serious is the phenomenon known as groupthink. This phenomena first discussed by Janis in 1991 referred to a mode of thinking in a group in which the seeking of concurrence among members becomes so dominant that it overrides any realistic appraisal of alternative course of action. The concept emerged from Janis' studies of high-level policy decision by government and business leaders. By analyzing the decision process leading up to each action, Janis found numerous indications pointing to the development of group norms that improved morale at the expense of critical thinking. And outcome of group thinking. Groupthink can have several deleterious consequences on the quality of decision making. First, groups often limit their search for possible solution to problem to one or two alternative and avoid comprehensive analysis of all possible alternatives. And the second is group often fail to re-examine their chosen course of action after new information or even suggest a change in course. And third is group members spend very little time to consider whether there are any non-obvious advantages to alternative course of action compared to the chosen course of action. And fourth is group often make little or no attempt to seek out the advice of expert either inside or outside their own organization. And fifth is members show positive interest in facts that support their preferred decision alternative and either ignore or show negative interest in fact that fail to support it. And finally, groups often ignore any consideration of possible roadblocks to their chosen decision and as result fail to develop contingency plan for potential setbacks. Okay, and the next one is overcoming barriers to effective decision making. Okay, you have just examined different outcome of faulty group decision process under the phenomena called groupthink. In fact, these faults are not exclusive to group decision only. You will appreciate that in the early stages of any decision process, there is the likelihood that a variety of perceptual biases may interfere with the problem analysis or the identification of possible solution. And Elbig 1998 has identified several roadblocks that can impede the managerial effectiveness in arriving at the most suitable decision. And the tendency to evaluate before one investigate, early evaluation precludes inquiry into a fuller understanding of the situation, and the tendency to equate new and old experience. This often causes managers to look for what is similar rather than what is unique in a new problem. And the next is the tendency to use available solution rather than consider new or innovative one. The tendency to deal with the problem at face value rather than ask question that might illuminate reason behind the more obvious aspect of the problem. And the tendency to direct decision towards a single goal. Most problem involve multiple goals that must be handled simultaneously. The tendency to confuse symptoms and problems. The tendency to overlook unsolved problem and instead concentrate on simpler concerns. And the tendency to respond automatically or to act before thinking. And a problem like this often cause managers to act in haste before the facts are known and often before the actual underlying problem is recognized or understood. Knowledge of these roadblocks will assist you in your attempt to analyze problem situations and make reasoned decisions. Okay, and in case you are member or leader of any decision making group, you would like to overcome the emergence of a group think mentality in groups and organization. Okay, taking your cue from Janice, you can now formulate several strategies. Okay, you can read these strategies one by one, and in other words, if group are aware of the problem of groupthink, several specific and relative simple steps can be taken to minimize the likelihood of falling victims to this problem. As you already know, recognizing the problem represents half the battle in the effort to make more effective decision in organizational setting. Okay, so this is about unit 9, and the summary is there. In this unit, you have made yourself familiar with the three phases of any decision making situation. You have seen that these phases deals with the identification, evaluation and the selection of alternatives to a problem. It is possible to follow a logical process of taking decisions as the economic man model suggests, particularly when your problem is routine and mechanistics and programmed, or when you are taking decision under condition of certainty or risk. Many analytical techniques under management science are available to help you take decision, but when your problem are of the non-programmed variety, if it is not sufficient to be alert and analytical. You have to use your creative thinking in identifying viable alternatives, judgment and discretion in evaluating and making a choice. We have also brought the issue of group decision to your attention, as you can often make a decision as a member of a group. Okay, this is about the summary of this chapter. And there is self-assessment question is there. For learning objective listed at the beginning of the unit 1. Checklist of yourself without referring the main text, whether you have achieved each of your objective. And after a self assessment, in case you can feel you have not attained the objective satisfactorily, refer to the main text. Okay, this is your self assessment question session of the IGNOU material. Okay, you just go through, and in unit 9 chapter, in the starting there is an objective. We already discussed the first session of unit 9. If you are remember, please go through the video. Unit 9, the first session. Okay, there is a list out of objectives. Okay, you just see, you just go through these objectives. If you thorough with this chapter, you can achieve these objectives of this chapter. Okay, so decision making process, you all discussed these last 3 videos. Okay, you just finalize it, and if you have any doubt, you can comment it on comment box, or you can text on the provided number. Okay, thank you.